voter registration thing, and we're going to talk about the Recall in the Guard thing, and we're going to talk about the dental charity, but we were also wanting to get, you know, candidates, and really non-politician candidates, because I have to be as sick of them as everybody else is. And really, if you're more than 12 years in one office, you need to go. Because 12 years in any job breeds complacency, and if you're not moving up,
don't look at just one office, guys.
What if they move from office to office?
No, and that's the thing. You have to look at it.
We have to start with
if they've been in office longer than one term, they need to be out. Because the concept is what you're seeing them where they start out in city council. Or actually, they start at precinct committeeman, and then they move up into where they're city council, and now all of a sudden they're state legislator, and then they're state senator, then they're secretary of state, and then all of a sudden they move to U.S. representative, and then U.S. Congress, and that's these paths that these guys keep taking. And so if you sit there, and even though the person hasn't been a governor, or he's in this one position, but he's only served one term there, you need to look at, you know, how long has he been in politics?
Oh, and that's one of the things we want to expose voting records, because all these people who love John Shattuck and love Jeff Flake, like, they need to know Shattuck voted to give the bankers all this money. You know, absolutely.
Voting records.
Well, he will admit.
And another thing is,
he will
admit
admit
that voting records on veterans issues and where they stand on those. And really, one of the things we do want to do is, like, if we're confronting them with campus, we're going to ask them. And, like, one of the things I plan to do is I'm going to be at every town hall and every meeting. And I don't know anyone who was at the last one, but at the end there, I asked those guys, you know, how many of our boys have died over those wars, and none of them knew. It's just disgusting. I mean, none of them knew. And none of them had the forwithal to say too many. None of them could come up with that. Like, they were so stunned when someone asked a question about vets or our troops. Well, you know what? There's more going on. There's more going on than just regular training. But we need to know everything. Like all those rallies that they're having where they're like, no, it's just about healthcare. It's about health.
You're just going to do whatever you want.
Oh, it's giving the city $3 million to build a park or bike trail.
Which we really need, don't we?
Well, I mean,
I see a lot of bikes out there.
yeah, in 160 degrees.
But that's just an example. I'm talking about any of this pork they're giving out. That
which
if
we
a
really
city,
need, don't
if a city wants something, they should put aside the money to build it themselves.
Yep.
You know, whether it's
first of all,
tax assessments in a certain area,
all of this
or
crap that
whatever.
they're doing with giving money from the federal government is unconstitutional.
Yes.
And it's just a way to take away our state
Well,
sovereignty. They hand you the money, and then they say,
if we
sign
can,
over your life.
if we can get the state sovereignty laws signed,
You don't need those.
the next step is saying to the federal government that we are going to tell all our taxpayers cannot pay 50% of their taxes to the federal government, and let them come after all of them and starve the federal government.
The trouble with that is that about 80% of the people that you're counting on to not pay those taxes will. Believe me.
It's too ingrained. Like, it's
cannot
really
not pay your income taxes to the federal government. That is one of the amendments. You had your representation way back when, and you can end
But
up
as Bill
being
says, it has never been ratified by all the states that were eligible to
I
ratify it.
understand that.
Don't
The
make any
concept
difference.
Is, though, is that
Think it's law because they've been used it.
thinking, and this is the wrong concept. People think we have to pass that bill that we have running through the House and Senate and everything to sit there and state, you know, we are a sovereign state. We don't need that.
They already have it.
The U.S. Constitution, our 10th Amendment, Article 1, Section 8, automatically gives that to us. So the only thing we need is the governor to stand up and say,
No.
you're done.
No.
That's it. They've just got to stand up. We don't need this, and that's, you know, so our representatives and everybody in our state government is sitting there trying to make you think that we need this to do it. And the answer is, no, we do not. The U.S. Constitution grants us our state sovereignty. All we need is someone with enough cojones to stand up and say, get out.
That's why I hope Rick Curry is reelected, and he comes out and says, "Screw you, we're seceding."
Well, anyway, the feds, the state, the county, the whatever, I don't care where you live, the politicians have been lying to us since
They were in office.
1976.
Well, not quite
Not
that.
quite, but let's go back to about 1812, okay?
Around 18.
I'm not going to argue about the date.
1857,
Okay,
when a Dred Scott decision was made.
okay,
After our founding fathers passed away, that's when everything turned to hell.
yep.
We started with bankers and politicians, or bankers and carpetbaggers.
1813, Baker's Manifesto.
Yeah.
Well, the progressives, and then they started the living constitution. Oh, it needs to flow with the times.
Yeah.
And it's been flowing
Well,
with the
they've been
times.
teaching that crap for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, ever since I graduated high school and started like taking college classes and stuff, every one of my political science teachers have espoused that communism is the best form of government in a perfect world. And none of them will listen to the argument that we don't live in one of those perfect worlds.
That's one advantage
You know,
being
because
old. We were
evil does lurk in the hearts of
that's
men.
right.
You know, it does. There is good and evil in this world, and any time that evil can take advantage of the good,
90%
it
of the people
will.
in this world are evil.
Or right down to it, or
No,
can
it's
be.
either evil or stupid.
Such thing as evil. It's like darkness.
You know,
Show me
I've
the
met a
black
few
light.
people that I
Show
would say,
darkness
fucking
and
evil. And you know what? Sitting in the
darkness
John
is
McCain town hall, I don't know if I saw evil, but I sure smelled it in that room
I
and
mean,
threw
I
it from the
pointed at you, the
stage.
thing disappears into blackness.
Okay, last night, or Thursday night,
It's a light. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Thursday night I was at the
God is
Executive Guidance Committee
Can't call on
meeting
anybody.
of the Maricopa
I saw a
County
girl
Republican
Joni, who's
Party.
part of our group, but
Where were
she's
you now?
disappeared. I'm so
Executive
afraid to like
guidance
make a decision for her son, because her son's overseas.
Of the
But she's all of a
Republican,
sudden
Maricopa
disappeared
County
from the group
Republican
and
Party,
put
which
in
was held at
messages.
the
You know, I
Republican
sent her a
Party
couple ones trying to say, hey,
headquarters.